Welcome to Total Post Sports. This is Lambo's World of Sports, presented by Sideline Sports Network. Today we'll be talking about the NFL. Like I said, we are about 5 weeks away from NFL training camp. I'm surprised that the world hasn't announced who's going to be on HBO Max Hard Knocks for training camp, which I'm just not sure why. Normally they'll have a team out by now, but as of right now, we don't have a team yet, which is very, very weird and also very, very concerning. So there is multiple teams that are going to be set up for Hard Knocks. The last past season was the Detroit Lions. Um, they were on Hard Knocks. I watched the whole thing. It was very good. Guess what happened to the Detroit Lions? They went from 1-7 to having their first winning record since 2016. They were 9-8. Dan Campbell set the tone for a very, very high competitive team. So it was very, very, very interesting. Here's are the candidates for 2023 Hard Knocks when it releases. When it releases, they're released about one video at a time. So normally they will release it on a Tuesday at around 10 p.m. And it's about 4 or 5 episodes. It changed up just a little bit more. So the teams that are considered to be in Hard Knocks are going to be the Jets, the Bears, the Saints, and the Commanders. Now, the Commanders, I'm just not sure. The Bears, I'm not really would be excited for. I mean, I'll watch anything, but I'll probably look forward to the Jets. Now, here's the thing: there's teams that won't be required to appear on the show if they meet some stupid form of criteria. They have a first-year head coach, was the first one. They've secured a playoff spot in the past 2 seasons, and they appeared on Hard Knocks within the past 10 years. But I think that's BS because you know my team, New England Patriots, and Bill Belichick have never appeared on Hard Knocks. We only appear on documentaries when we win Super Bowls. But there are certain teams that can volunteer to be featured on the show, but they have to first reckon with the fact that no team has won a Super Bowl after being featured on Hard Knocks, which it creates a lot of distractions and whatnot. But here's going to be the number one team. I think I want to see the New York Jets on Hard Knocks. Is a very exciting thing. You have four-time MVP Aaron Rodgers is going to try to take the reins. You also have Rookie of the Year Garrett Wilson as well, and you have Sauce Gardner who got drafted as well. So you're gonna have a very good defense under Robert Saleh, and you have the offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett who got fired from Denver Broncos, and now he's familiar with Aaron Rodgers when they were back in Green Bay. There's a lot of personalities. I think a new episode would make it so much green light. The Green Gang, the Jets might be back, but also at the same time, the Jets are always going to find ways to somewhat disappoint you. But it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is one of the top premier quarterbacks. So, I mean, it should be surprising. I feel like the Jets will be competition for my team with the Patriots. But also, they don't, they have the quarterback now, but also their running back, Brees Hall, who suffered ACL tear through last season. The New York Jets have lost 6 of the last 7 games, finishing 7-10. After the past season, they started off 5-2. After both of those losses, when they went 5-4, and just keep losing to my Patriots because we are good. So the Jets might be an interesting one. The Jets could possibly be back in the playoffs. I think for the first time since Ryan Fitzpatrick or Brett Favre. I mean, it's been a while since. No, 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 no. I take that back. I'm wrong. I think the first time they made the playoffs since Mark Sanchez. So it's been a very, very long time since he just made the playoffs. Number two, the team will be the Chicago Bears. You got a new GM in Ryan Poles. He traded the number one overall pick in 2023. You still have, including two first round picks for DJ Moore, who came out of the Carolina Panthers. You have Justin Fields as the quarterback. You also signed Tremaine Edmonds, who's a defensive guy, Nate Davis, and TJ Edwards, which try to create some room for Justin Fields as well. It won't be surprising. I think the offense will be better. They have a new coach. They have a second-year head coach as well. So we're going to see what happens along the lines. But I think Ryan Poles is going to, make things better and whatnot. So the Bears could be considered on Hard Knocks. Like I said, the Bears hadn't been in the playoffs, I think, since 2016 under Mitch Trubisky. And I think the head coach back then was Matt Nagy. So the Bears are one. The third one will be the New Orleans Saints. So no Drew Brees. No, I think no Jameis Winston, I think. He might still be on the team or not. But also, I'm going to tell you this: they signed Derek Carr. So Derek Carr is a massive, signing as well. You have second-year head coach into Dennis Allen, who was the defensive coordinator for the Saints before permanently becoming the head coach as well. Also, they have the receiving core. Michael Thomas should be back. You have Chris Olave from Ohio State. You have Jawan Johnson. You still have the highest paid running back in the league, I think, in Alvin Kamara, who is going to, you know, should start camp. He was pleading not guilty to conspiracy to commit battery and bodily harming charge that he suffered in Nevada as well. And also, New Orleans has Tyrann Mathieu, who puts on, the passion and whatnot. And he's a former, New Orleans native who played for LSU back in college. So we'll see about that as well. So I think the Saints could be an interesting one as well. It could be a good, storyline along those lines. The fourth team that will be considered in Hard Knocks is the Washington Commanders. Now, the Washington Commanders have new offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who won the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes. This past season, he won 2 Super Bowls. You also have, Sam Howell at quarterback, and you have Jake Fromm, and you've added Jacoby Brissett. Um, is it a possibility that the Washington Commanders being on Hard Knocks lets Eric Bieniemy possibly get a head coaching job? We don't know. We don't know how it's possible. Also, you got rid of Dan Snyder as well. Also, you have another running back in Brian Robinson, who made an awesome return on the field last season after he suffered 2 gunshots in August as well. And you still have third-year head coach in Ron Rivera as well, who is trying to make the Washington Commanders competitive and trying to make the playoffs for the first time since 2020 when they had Taylor Heineke at quarterback. But there's a lot of question marks for the Commanders. But, Hard Knocks could possibly answer the question for them, but I'm just not sure. But also, I think my final prediction on Hard Knocks, like I said, is going to be the New York Jets. Like I said, the New York Jets were on Hard Knocks in 2010 with Rex Ryan, with his famous speech talking about go eat a snack and whatnot. So we love the Rex Ryan energy. So I will probably see the Jets on Hard Knocks sometime this year. We like Aaron Rodgers. We like to see if the Jets are actually back. Are they going to be competitive? So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to pick the Jets to be on Hard Knocks. And if they're going to be on Hard Knocks, I predict the future. I do what I say I'm going to do. So I think the date, if they release on Hard Knocks, is going to be sometime in August. But they're going to release it around August 7th, or actually, August 8th or August 14th or 15th, when the Hard Knocks will come out for whatever team comes out. So thank you, Total Pole Nation. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is Lambo's World of Sports Center by Sideline Sports Network. Don't forget to check out my other content as well and the Total Pole Nation. We will be seeing you later on.